Welcome to TotalCast with your hosts Alexander McKegg and Jason Rigby, where humanity steps into the future and source data defines the path.
Hey, Jason.
What do you got going on there, Alex?
What I'm doing over here, this is a new type of, I'm a sommelier of apple cider vinegar.
So you're drinking apple cider vinegar.
Raw.
Yeah. I do it. I mix it with something. I do it every morning. I think it's amazing.
I think it's
It has amazing health benefits.
There's so many good things. You know, the Greeks were on it. They were paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Not just in philosophy.
not just in philosophy. You know, it's just really, no, it's cool stuff. Even steam engines, they had a lot of cool stuff going on. Who built that computer that they found deep in the?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was.
They already knew the world was going to start with tech companies. Right. They're like, we got to build computers now.
Well, they're all sniffing that volcano sulfur.
Yeah, it's all that sulfur.
Delphi.
I'm jacked up from Delphi. You know what I mean? I'm the oracle up there, and she's been high as a kite the entire time.
Exactly. Yeah, they were finding containers where they were doing plant-based medicines and stuff like that.
Laurel leaves.
Yeah.
They were so if you, not to tell people to do this, but if you smoke laurel leaves, they can give you some sort of
like a hallucinogenic
psychedelic effect. And you can get them anywhere.
That's
it's
crazy.
an herb for food,
right? Yeah, exactly.
But the thought is that that's all, folks. No, I can't even get it straight. That the Oracle of Delphi was actually huffing this stuff, and it would put her into some sort of trance, hypnotic state where she would then, send information out.
Yeah.
I wonder if she was talking about apple cider vinegar though.
Yeah, and there's a whole, and I don't want to get too heavy into this, but there's a whole thing with dimensions and mushrooms and, but what I find is interesting is how these states are adopting this. And then how you see like John Hopkins is doing a big research. I listen to.
They do a big thing on psychedelics.
Yeah, with PTSD.
And they say that when you give someone psilocybin,
right.
Usually in the first session, it's completely cleared, but no one ever goes more than 3 sessions before their PTSD is cleared altogether.
Yeah. And then alcoholism, they're actually what we would consider, I think they're like class 1 drugs or class 3, however it
I don't
works.
care how the government
says but
the
government says is actually helping people. Ketamine has been a huge help, and they have ketamine clinics. One of the sponsors on my other podcasts, she has a ketamine clinic here in Albuquerque.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She has an infusion clinic and ketamine is part of it, but they have these procedures for fighting depression and all that. So here's my view on it. Anytime we can go back to nature to solve a human problem, I'm cool with it. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Yeah. I mean, the more organic, the more, whatever it is.
Tea.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of passion flower, and
look at us. We're jacked. We took some Tiberius African root or something.
Long jack.
It was legal, by the way.
I'm over here, sipping apple cider vinegar out of a wine glass.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. So I want to get into this, and I kind of want to get, this episode's kind of going to be philosophical on data and technology. The article is, every company is now a technology company.
That's correct, yeah.
Tech spend is expected to increase to 2.9 trillion in 2021.
That's a lot.
2.9 trillion.
That's a lot of spending
on tech.
Yeah. Well, it's because so many decisions and workflows and applications for a business are becoming technology driven.
I mean, look, you have right now we're freaking
They're
out
data
because
driven,
Slack's
dude.
down.
Yeah.
And so now their whole platform's down, and we get information. We have bots that send us information.
Yeah, and we're not receiving any of that info. I can't make a business decision, either can you, because there's systems down.
I look at Google Analytics multiple times a day and make marketing decisions based off of that.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And so what we find is that we're so reliant on these systems and the data within those systems that's how we're going to make all of our decisions in the future. They're data-driven decisions. Right. Because before we were just making ridiculous decisions.
But I think a company that's sitting, whether you're Nabisco or your Hershey's or your, Chevron, PepsiCo, any of these big companies that's been around since the 1800s, they have to recognize you have to be a tech company now.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. You can't, it's like fighting the internet. You're gonna lose.
You are 100% going to lose. If the data's telling you that palm oil is killing the earth,
Right.
harvesting it and using it because you want to stick it in your Quaker Oats bar, stop using it.
Yes.
If it's in Doritos and Frito-Lay's, stop using it. Every time you buy a bag of that stuff, it's destroying things. Your data should not just be on,
Our fast food chain.
Yeah.
Why are you putting your food in that?
why it's not just because it's economically more feasible for you because it costs less.
Shout out McDonald's fries though.
Yeah, which are actually not French fries. I found out that they're raised like dough. Do you ever notice it doesn't have any of the like rind of the skin of a potato? It's because they take like the flour and they mix it with a lot of things. So it's actually, it's raised like dough.
So it's almost like a bread.
It's a bread. It's a fried bread. That's why.
Oh, wow.
And
So
they
it's
actually
not-
mix a lot of beef fat and beef oils with it.
Really? I did not know
It's
that.
gross.
I know In-N-Out. I see the potatoes. At
Yeah, that's
In-N-Out.
fine. Those
Yeah,
are fine. But
those
you
are-
know, McDonald's, whatever's most efficient.
Yeah, that's
You
how
know?
that's how they roll. Burger King onion rings,
Are
delicious.
they good? Are they good?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
But
But
they have that Impossible Burger. Have you tried that?
I have. It's very dry there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Burger King work on that.
Yeah, but I mean, why would they even do an Impossible Burger?
Why would you do all regular burgers?
Yeah, but I'm
Oh, I see the
what
point
I'm
you're-
saying.
I see
Yeah,
the point
the
you're
point
getting
I'm
at.
saying is because they're Burger King is a tech company.
Yes.
Whether they realize it or not, they're a tech company.
Walk into the kitchen of a Burger King.
And they realized that there is a big enough population of 20-year-olds that want fast food after smoking weed.
No joke, because go to Colorado. It's legalized up there. They're like, we got to get something quick.
Yeah, and so they're like, I will go to Burger King and eat an Impossible Burger over every other place.
Yeah. Because one, it's cheap, it's fast, and I don't have to eat a cow.
Yeah, and it's bean based.
That's how millennials are changing.
Yeah, exactly. So millennials are changing companies in the way that they interact. I mean, you've got a Patagonia jacket on. I have a North Face jacket on.
Yeah.
Whenever you look at those companies, the reason that we support those companies is very simple.
It's because of their mission and values.
Yes, exactly. I know
Clear
when
cut.
I bought a Patagonia jacket for someone a couple weeks ago for their birthday. And I specifically bought that for that. I went to REI and specifically bought that for that reason.
Yeah,
Because I was like, it's winter time. Here's a coat that's practical.
and you bought something you can feel good about where someone was paid correctly,
Yes.
their due value.
Everything that is made in that jacket is
It's coming from an eco-conscious line.
right. Yes.
And I support the mission, values, and principles of Patagonia and their preservation of natural lands here in the United States
Yes.
and elsewhere.
yes, exactly.
How would you not want to
100%.
put your money towards that?
But Patagonia is a tech company.
Yeah, their technology. They realized through observation of their data, they analyzed their entire supply chain. And what type of value did that create for them? They created a new focus on what they truly value and how they deliver that value and that message back to people, back to their buyers.
But the data tells you what to value.
The data tells you what to value, and it doesn't do it in a biased sense.
Right.
It doesn't do it dogmatically, agnostic. I like using those words because there's no sort of like false emotion or dogma that's placed on it that doesn't need to be there. It's saying this is what it is. So focus on it or fix it because
Yes.
what you're doing is creating harm, right? So that goes both ways.
But I think it's more people, especially business leaders, understanding that the data that you have, the data that you've collected, whether you've been in business 100 years or 1 year, and whether you have 300 million email addresses and information on your consumers or whether you have 3,000, it doesn't matter. That information is a person.
That's
It is your responsibility as a company to take that information from that person and create value for the world.
and the key word is responsibility.
Yes.
And if you want an efficient way to be responsible and bring value back to those people, you do it through a technology base. You do it through bringing in new business systems and new ways to collect and analyze data. That will help you drive to those most important factors quicker.
Yeah, I mean, look at, we'll use a prime example. We're staying in the food industry, probably because we're hungry, but look at Chipotle.
I'm very hungry.
So Chipotle turned around and said, okay, well, there's a need for something that's fast, that's quick, but then at the same time, that's healthy.
Yeah.
And so they turned around, I mean, they had a lettuce scare or whatever, you know, people were dying off their lettuce.
Yeah, but they were giving a 2-for-1 deal during that time, and I loved it. I got to tell you, double
It's
burrito
probably-
bowls for the price of one.
yeah,
I'm on my way.
And so they came to the conclusion that's saying, oh, okay, well, how can we have a company where we value our employees, where we value our farmers, where we value the food chain, and at the same time, yeah, you're going to pay $8 or $10, not the 99-cent burger. But at the same time, I will choose Chipotle every time.
Every time. I drove by it yesterday and I'm like, oh man, that looks so
And for
good.
you being a vegan, they have vegan options.
Of course they do, yeah.
Yeah, they have plant-based. And
I got
that's yummy.
sofritas. I can go get my tofu.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, they have all that.
Well,
I love the sofritas.
People bashing on tofu because they haven't done the research. The data shows that it's good for you.
Right,
I
yeah.
don't have to get into that.
It's a protein source.
Yeah, it's a protein source. No, it does not fill with estrogen. It's called phytoestrogen. You know, that's the thing. Unless we have the raw data in front of us, I know I'm like sifting this thing over here. You know, it's hard to not be biased by what other people are saying.
Well, because we politicize everything. Look what we've done with a virus.
Yeah.
We've turned it into a Republican or Democrat.
But
The virus doesn't care.
no, the virus doesn't care. It liked me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm neither.
Right.
I'm literally neither.
It has a preference for blood. So far, they're figuring out that maybe it has a preference for blood type. Maybe it has a preference for indoors, not
But what's the
outdoors.
driver?
Yeah.
Data.
Yes.
So much
exactly.
data had to be collected to try and figure something like that
Yes,
out.
exactly.
If you, as your company, whatever it is right now, are not redefining yourself into a technology company, you will fail.
If you're a government, an educational system, a higher educational system, you're a tech company.
You're a tech
They're
company.
realizing that right now.
Yeah.
Because college kids are not on campus
No, they're not on campus.
and they're doing college.
You know how ridiculous a campus is?
Yeah.
What is it?
I
I mean, listen, the dining halls are great. I love, buffets of food, but in general, what's the point of having all that space?
Yes, exactly. 100%.
You might as well just create a campus of people lodging, not actually having a classroom.
I wanted to read this tweet. Let's see if I can find it.
Find it.
You're going to love this. So I follow this guy, Naval.
This is
Or
potent.
Neville.
This is really potent, by the way.
Naval. Oh, yeah, it's strong.
It's got a lot of bite.
Yeah, it's got a lot of bite. Shout out to It's Organic from Costco.
Kirkland brand.
Yeah, Kirkland brand. He said this on his tweet. Bitcoin is an exit from the Fed.
Yeah.
DeFi is an exit from Wall Street.
Mhm.
Social media is an exit from mass media. Homeschooling is an exit from industrial education. Remote work is an exit from 9 to 5. Creator economy is an exit from employment. Individuals are leaving institutions.
Wow. Someone just wrapped up the whole flavor of society real quick. He's not wrong. That was all perfect.
Yes, and we're using tech to decentralize.
Tech is decentralizing everything.
Yes.
And then through that, it's forcing us to make decisions where we decentralize ourselves. How cool is that?
And every system that has been put in place for hundreds of years is crumbling.
Yeah.
And how do you recognize that as a company?
How do you recognize that you're crumbling?
Yes.
You're lacking the adoption of some sort of truthful resource that's not allowing you to make decisions effectively. You wouldn't crumble if you were making smart decisions,
Right.
would you?
No. If you could be
You wouldn't-
fast and make decisions
Yeah.
accurately, I mean, that's success.
You wouldn't crumble if you had data about the people buying your products or why they aren't buying it.
Right.
Oh, we know what we need to do. We know how we need to pivot.
Yes, exactly. The speed of data along with the speed of execution.
Yeah, I've had people ask, what is it? What do you fear? What keeps you up at night? It keeps me up at night. What keeps me up at night is the fact that we haven't been sharing truthful information. We've all been making bad decisions.
Yes.
I'm not worried about someone coming in and like violently trying to destroy our company. I'm not worried about that. There's just good business practices.
Right.
We know what we're doing with security and development. What keeps me up is how quickly can I do it so that I can help the world solve its problems. That's what keeps me up at night. But we're in a business. We've designed something about transferring information, perfect information. That's great. What keeps me up at night is I'm so jazzed about it. I have no fear about it.
No.
I'm excited. And I'm excited that value translates to 70 plus countries that we're in right now.
And if a company wants to move into a tech company and want to make the right decisions, how would they do that with Turtle?
Oh, come on. Don't tee me up like that. I was just about to take another swig of this. If they want to do that, you go to turtle.co. And if you want to get that information so you can begin to analyze it effectively, you can make a data packet as complicated or as simple as you want. But if you want to collect that info, that data packet that has the information you need to make a business decision, you get started at turtle.co and you do it all for free. And you only pay for it when you want to go buy it. That's it. The system's free to use. You can sift through it, do whatever you want, but we're not going to put up some sort of barrier for you to be a more efficient business. We're just asking you to compensate the people for that information. It's not a hard ask.
No, it's
And
not.
you know that you're getting something of such tremendous value when you go through that process. And the process takes 24 hours. You put out your bid for the information. When the cycle's up, you collect what you collected.
Right.
Great. And right here, I can download the file and analyze it in a matter of moments. Come on. Could it be any more simple? Like, it's insane.
Right.
Like, I don't like, when I say this to some, businesses, they start laughing. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's literally that easy. And they're like, no. And I'm like, I am telling you, it's that simple.
It's that simple, because whenever you look at speaking to humanity and creating that story that we talked about earlier, it's that simple.
It's really that easy.
It's just understanding a person's story and what motivates them.
Jason, you're exactly.
And that's what a business needs.
You're giving me goosebumps, but we as human beings tend to overcomplicate things. And the more we had thought about it when we were originally designing Turtles, how do we continue to simplify things and get down to what the real brass tacks of the whole situation is?
Right.
And that brass tacks is that we are not sharing information properly. We can't truthfully incentivize people enough to give us that information that we need. And we should pay them for it because they put in the work for it.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be fair about this. And you should feel good about giving economic opportunity to them.
Ergonomic.
Yeah, ergonomic opportunity. You can bend better and use a better. No, about giving people all over the globe economic opportunity, and you get perfect information so you can start making smart decisions. So you as a business are not wasting your own time and resources. Don't you want to be on the bleeding edge? Don't you want to have, if you're in the sense you're like totally consumed with competition, don't you want to have something that other people don't?
And help humanity.
And yeah, it's just like, and here's the cool part. You can be as competitive you want, but every time you do it, you're helping out the world.
Yes.
So I don't care. Be as competitive as you like.
Right.
It's beneficial to everybody.
It's helping. So be a part of this movement, Tartle.co.
Be a technology company.
Yeah.
No matter how much you think you aren't.
TLE.
TARTLE.
.co.
.co.
Thank you for listening to TartleCast with your hosts Alexander McKegg and Jason Rigby, where humanity steps into the future and source data defines the path. What's your data worth?